On Tuesday, I released the Infrastructure Policy Statement, the first of its kind, which outlines clearly the Commonwealth's role, its objectives and expectations for our significant investment in land transport projects. At best, the last decade is a case study of what governments should not do. Under the Liberals and Nationals, the number of projects increased from nearly 150 to over 800, not in and of itself a problem, but when you start to look at the what, it does become an issue. Many projects lacked proper planning, didn't have informed costings and weren't ready for Commonwealth investment. The review has found an estimated $33 billion in known cost pressures across all projects in the program, with a high risk that that figure would increase. And for those not currently under construction, that figure, the report says, is around $14.2 billion. Worse, it is clear that the previous government deliberately set about announcing projects that did not have enough funding and they knew could not be delivered. It can only be described, frankly, as economic vandalism. The review has made 15 recommendations, all of which the government has agreed to or agreed in principle to. 3 of the recommendations relate to local government sub-programs, and I will be providing more detail about the government's response on those sub-programs shortly, but not today. There are 50 projects that have been cancelled as part of this process. In terms of the flow of cash, that will come out in the mid-year economic financial outlook, so we are not releasing that today, and I'm sure that will be of great interest to you, having had you write about that. But you are right. On average, if you look across the $120 billion 10-year pipeline, the most the Commonwealth manages to get out the door in projects is between $10 to $12 billion, and that has meant significant problems when you see underspends and the way in which the pipeline currently exists. So part of this exercise has been ensuring that we do smooth that pipeline, because we know we have got considerable constraints when it comes to labour costs and supply constraints as well, and as the IMF has said, we don't want to add to inflation, so smoothing that pipeline is really critical, and that will be all revealed in terms of the cash flows, the way in which that works in my EFA. We're not doing that today, but thank you. The review has recommended is that if you look again at the sheets we've provided, there are a multitude of single projects that actually are all along one corridor. And what the review has recommended that we do is to actually take a corridor approach, to look at and put all of those projects and all of the funding for that project, all of that funding has been retained. So, for example, there is not a single cut to the Bruce Highway at all. All of that money is retained for those projects. What it allows states to do is to basically sequence the projects within that corridor, come to us, at the moment they come to us on an ad hoc basis saying we've got a cost escalation here, we've got a delay with this project, they have to get our permission every time they want to move money around. We're saying we don't want that to happen anymore. We want states to be able to manage those projects better, streamline the administration, sequence those projects, and then see it as a rolling series, so that when that money starts to expire, the states will come to us as part of the budget process and seek further money for those corridors. They are very important arteries of our nation. They are particularly freight routes, connect our great cities and our great regions together, but that is the approach the review has recommended. So the reduction, a large part of the reduction has been rolling those into those corridors, but we've still listed all of those projects so you could see that they were still there.